All right, students, as you know, you have an assignment to turn your argumentative essay into a persuasive speech. And these are expected to be done. If you remember, we had a snow day, so we switched that to Friday, March 2nd, which is this coming Friday. And I just wanted to review what I reviewed with you last week, but since I won't be here Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, I wanted to send you a little video to kind of remind you on how to prepare. What I've done here is just taken a student essay that he is trying to persuade us to continue funding NASA, and his arguments are all because it helps us here on Earth, and it's not just millions of dollars being spent on studying space. Since his essay has an introduction paragraph, what I've done is made just an intro note card and just his hook. And I want to remind you that if you have a specific source or website that you got your information from or your statistic from, you could put that directly on your card, as that will be difficult to memorize. And so I have his hook on here, and then I have his 3 main points. He'll obviously say other things when he's giving his speech, but I don't want note cards to have full sentences, because then you'll be tempted to read directly from them. It's just a reminder to kind of glance at your note card and kind of remember what it is that you want to say at the introduction. His second paragraph of his essay is his first body or supportive paragraph, and it is all about how we should continue funding NASA because they research cancer. And so what I've done is I've read what he had in that paragraph, and I broke it down to 3 main things that I think would help. If this were my speech, it would help trigger my memory for the information that's in that paragraph. Again, he's not going to stand up there and just say these 3 little things. He's going to practice his speech and really know what else he would like to say on this card, but this is just a reminder to him in case he gets nervous or gets kind of off on his train of thought. This will help jog his memory. His next paragraph is about how NASA tracks natural disasters, which in turn helps us prepare for them and helps us study in different ways on keeping us safe the next time that they happen, or where exactly they're happening on Earth. And so again, I read his paragraph and I just broke it down into little details on my note card that would help jog my memory. And his next paragraph is about how NASA and the University of Maryland have joined efforts in finding plots of land that are good to grow certain crops, which would help develop the food supply in developing countries. And so again, I just put the brief information, and then his concluding statements. I made a note card where he would review his 3 main points and make his last effort to either call his listeners or readers to action, give them something that they could do to help, or his last words that he wants to make a final impression on them. Just a few more tips. Remember to number your note cards in case you accidentally drop them. You'll be able to pick them up, get them in the right order, and pick back right back up where you left off. And remember, you do need to have a visual. That is completely up to you, whether you want to just print pictures and hand them out as you explain them. You could make a poster board, you can make a Google Slides. You really have freedom in that, but you do need visuals to help prove your point or to convince your audience. Once you have all of that prepared, you need to work to practice your speech. I've given you tips before, but just to review, practice in the mirror. If you don't ever see your face, then you're not looking up and you will not have eye contact. So practice until you have that. I would then move to record yourself on your cell phone, check for your expression, in your voice and on your facial expressions, and practice to your family. And when I come back on Thursday, you should be ready to go. I'll let you practice with your peers. I'll give you some tips, and we will begin giving our speeches on Friday.